This hour, new questions are being raised about the transparency and completeness of the Epstein files released under the Epstein Files. Transparency Act. Questions that go beyond redactions and now focus on whether key documents are missing altogether. Over the past several days, journalists and independent researchers have been carefully reviewing thousands of pages released by the Department of Justice. These files were expected to provide long-awaited clarity into how federal authorities investigated Jeffrey Epstein and those connected to him. Instead, what some reporters are finding is raising fresh concern. At the center of this reporting are official indices, essentially master lists, that catalog witness statements gathered by law enforcement. These indices list hundreds of individuals and identify the types of documents associated with each witness. That includes FBI interview memoranda, police incident reports, emails, handwritten notes, and other records created during investigations. By comparing what these indices say should exist with what has actually been released to the public, reporters noticed something troubling. In some cases, the documents listed simply aren't there. One specific example has become a focal point. According to the index, a female witness was interviewed by the FBI multiple times in 2019. 4 separate FBI interview memoranda are listed for this individual. However, only one of those interviews appears in the publicly released Epstein files. The remaining 3 interviews are not currently available. Now, why does this matter? Sources familiar with internal federal materials say that this same individual was later identified in an FBI presentation as someone who accused Donald Trump of sexual and physical abuse when she was a minor. These references appeared in internal summaries, compiled years after the original FBI interviews. It's important to be very clear here. In the single interview memo that is publicly available, the woman does not accuse Trump of being present during any alleged abuse. She states that she met him once but provides no further details. In that interview, she also explains how she came to understand Jeffrey Epstein's role in abusing her. According to the memo, she showed FBI agents a photograph that had been sent to her by a friend. That photograph was reportedly a well-known image showing Epstein with Trump together. She told investigators she was hesitant to share the full image because she feared retaliation from someone in the photograph. That is all that can be confirmed from the documents the public can currently see. What remains unknown? FBI interview memoranda. And what journalists are now asking is what appears in the 3 missing. Were additional details recorded? Were allegations expanded upon? Or did those interviews contain information unrelated to public interest? At this point, no one outside the government can say for certain. So far, neither the Department of Justice nor the FBI has issued a detailed explanation addressing these discrepancies. A White House statement referenced broader commitments to transparency and compliance with the Epstein files. Transparency Act, but it did not specifically explain why certain FBI interview memoranda appear to be missing. Legal analysts note that under the Transparency Act, documents generally cannot be withheld, simply to avoid embarrassment or reputational harm to public officials. If records were excluded for that reason alone, it could raise serious legal and ethical questions. However, it is also possible that some documents remain under review, were excluded for privacy reasons, or are part of a separate production that has not yet been released. At this stage, the absence of clear answers is what is fueling concern. What is clear is this: the official indices suggest that more records exist than the public has been given access to. And until authorities clarify where those documents are, or why they were not released, questions about transparency will continue. As journalists, researchers, and legal experts continue to review the Epstein files line by line, more inconsistencies may emerge. Whether those gaps are the result of administrative decisions, legal constraints, or something else entirely remains to be seen. For now, the Epstein files, intended to close a chapter, may have instead opened a new one, focused not only on what the documents reveal, but on what may still be missing.